Right guys, today we are looking at another concentration build. You've been really enjoying these videos, so I'll put you some more out. You've all been asking for an enchanting one for a while. We knew this was a good one, so let's get into it. Besides collecting the profession treasures, this took me probably less than 10 minutes to set up. It cost me about 20,000 gold to set up on the EU, and after I'd used my first set of concentration, I was in profit already. And then obviously each subsequent use of concentration is just going to be more and more profit. Like we are doing with all of these concentration builds, the first thing you need to do is collect the 8 profession treasures. As usual, I'm going to have footage running for all those locations, sort of running in the background as I'm talking now. Other thing you need to do is you buy your 10 knowledge Faded Enchanters knowledge research tome thing from the Artisan Security vendor. Now, like I tell you with all these videos, you need to diversify and don't just copy the build that I do. There are many different builds you can do with Enchanting. It's probably the most diverse. You probably have more choices with Enchanting than any of us. So we have 7 different ways that you can go in the profession tree. And on top of that, there's multiple recipes in each one. Additionally, you do pick up, whilst through this leveling process and setting up process, you do pick up additional artisan security from Enchanting. So therefore you can actually, if you like, use some of that artisan security to buy some of the recipes, either from the artisan security vendor, because you get the profession tool recipes from those, or there's certain boot enchants and things like that that you can buy from various quartermasters around the zones. And this helps. Not many people who are running concentration builds will be doing this, so it helps diversify out, but always sort of check what the material costs are versus the value of a sort of a rank 3 craft to see if it's actually worth it in profitability. The main things you're looking for really are ones that require a large amount of rank 3 materials, because if the rank 3 materials are not just a large amount but expensive materials, because if they require a large amount of expensive materials, it makes the cost of a rank 3 more expensive to craft with rank 3 materials, and therefore when you're crafting the rank 2 materials, you can have more of a profit margin in there. Okay, so we've grabbed our 8 profession treasures. We've grabbed our 10 profession knowledge from our Artisan Security knowledge tome. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to buy our profession tools. Now, obviously, we're just getting the uncommons. On our profession tool this time, we want Ingenuity. The reason we want this is because multi-craft does not work with enchants. And so our choices are between resourcefulness and Ingenuity. Now, resourcefulness can proc and give you some materials back. That's great. But Ingenuity, if you get a proc, it gives you 50% of your concentration back. So when you get a proc, it gives you 50% of your concentration back that you've used to do that concentration craft. So that's fantastic. Basically, that's equivalent to like 5,000 gold if you're doing, say, a 10,000 gold concentration craft. Now, we don't use this with every single one of these concentration builds because multi-craft is better. So say you proc and you get double of something, then you're literally getting an extra one for free, which is a lot more than getting sort of 50% extra. So that's why I always say if you can use multi-craft for something, multi-craft is better. And then if multi-craft doesn't work, then Ingenuity is better for concentration builds. As far as the setup of this one's concerned, it's really easy. So we've got the profession tools, we've got the profession knowledge. What you need to do is you need to go to the auction house. You need to buy about 30 blues. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the auction house, you're going to click filter, current expansion, you're going to put the minimum item level to 2, and then just sort it by price lowest to highest. And you need to buy about 30 of the cheapest ones. Now you shouldn't be paying more than 200 to 250 gold at this point in the expansion. If they are more expensive than that, then you might need to buy them from another server. What you're then going to do is you're going to go and you're going to disenchant all these. And we're just basically doing it to level up. And then once you've disenchanted all 30 of those, you should have about 30 crystals, you are then going to shatter all those crystals to turn all those crystals into dust. Now, that should get you sort of really close to 25 skill if it hasn't got you there already. Now, importantly here, as you are disenchanting these, then you can get some fleeting arcane manifestations. You should get 5 of these that are blue. And then once you've had 5 of these, then you can start getting the purple crystal. Once the purple crystal is dropped, then we're all good. If you disenchant the 30 blues and you've not had the 5 blues and the purple crystal extra that give profession knowledge, then you need to disenchant a little bit more, because you do need to make sure you get that purple crystal as part of this build. But you should be quite unlucky on RNG to not get that from 30 crafts, so it shouldn't be a problem for most of you. So like we said, disenchant those 30 or so blues, and then shatter all the crystals you get. Should get you close to 25 skill. If you're not at 25 skill at that point, then you can just use some of that dust you've got just to do some cheap enchants, whichever ones you want, just to get you to 25 skill, and you're done for the leveling process. Because for this build, that is all we need. We only need 25 profession skill and those uncommon profession gear in every slot, and we're good. And that's it. Now, from here, we're going to use all the knowledge items we've got. So you've got the arcane manifestations, you've got the purple crystal, you've got the profession knowledge treasures, and you've got the Artisan's Acuity 10 knowledge book. I went with a spec that was basically like a 10, 13, 20. If you get more knowledge points than this, then you can fill out the bit where I've just put 13 in it. But the important point here, like I said, is to not just copy in what I've done on this particular spec. So there are 7 different ways you can go, and each one of them applies to different enchants. So the way I've gone, this is for the chest enchants, and this is fine. If you're going to set up a lot, then do some of these. But there are also weapon enchants, bracer enchants, cloak enchants, there's sort of everything here. And that's what you want. You want some diversity, because if you set up 20 of these and everyone else sets up 20 of these, it is not going to be profitable in sort of absolutely no time. So diversify out, and then you can hopefully sort of make some more profit over the long term. Now, the best things to target are the things, like I said, that have a high material cost at rank 3. So the things that have a high difference between sort of the rank 2 and the rank 3 costs. This chest enchant that I'm crafting with concentration is making 10,000 gold profit. And I've done this with 25 profession skill. And you've seen this, it's just taking literally minutes to set up, besides the time it took to get the profession treasures. Now, I sold the enchants here, and I had a load of dust from the shattering process as well that I had left over. I sold that as well. And like I said, I was in profit already. And then every time you have your concentration, so sort of every 3 to 4 days, you're going to have, what, 20,000 gold profit a time. I mean, can we guarantee the profit margin is going to stay like this forever? Absolutely not. But, you know, if you're in a situation whereby you are in profit already after you've used your first set of concentration, then that's absolutely fantastic. You cannot beat that whatsoever. But like I said, guys, diversify, diversify, diversify. So you're still going to run the same build. It'll still be like a 10, 13, 20, but where you put the 13 and 20 will depend on what you want to do. So it's really obvious. Just read what the last node says. Some of them say like ring enchants, some of them say like cloak enchants, some of them say profession tool enchants. And literally you just go 10, 13, 20 into whichever one it is you want to do. I'm not guaranteeing that every single enchant you make is going to make 10,000 gold, but you know, we can't complain with that at the moment. That looks great. And that's even on the EU where prices are, you know, generally crap. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.